appreciate you for joining me on this live. And also, if you know you have not subscribed to this channel, please just click the subscribe button and you are good to go. Another request is this: if you know you've not told anybody about Mom of Things, please you can do that. Welcome to another exciting life with Mom of Things, where we will not go into too many preambles. Why this life? Because somebody asked a question and say, Mom of Things, my child steals. What do I do? And you see, I say, let me come and educate parents. One of the reasons, or some of the reasons, why our children steals. Welcome to another interesting live episode with Mom of Things. You see, let's dive into this life proper. The question was, Mom of Things, I have a son that steals and I don't know what to do. I have actually tried several things to make him stop stealing and is becoming too embarrassing. Is there anything I could do? This was a question sent to us by a parent, and apparently this mother has been battling with his son stealing. Well, when it comes to stealing, me as a parent and as a mom and as a coach, will tackle this issue in three different dimensions. The first dimension, the second, and the third. But if you watch to the end, you might want to see the third dimension, which might be some of the things that made our children steal, and they might not actually know that they're actually stealing. So, on the first dimension is this. You know, there's something called kleptomania. And also, when you want to go spiritual, they will tell you this is not ordinary. You see somebody that has everything fully prepared, no issue. Everything the child needs is being given, but that child still sees somebody's own outside and pick it. And the most unfortunate aspect is that thing that child pick, he has it in the house. So in this case, we might say the child is or has what we call kleptomania, or is kleptomania. I don't know how to put the English. Some people will say it's a medical condition, while some people will say it's spiritual. But either both, whether be it spiritual or be it medical, that child has issues, in the sense that that child is not stealing because she's hungry or he's hungry. He's not stealing because he doesn't have it in the house or he longs for it. It's just that psychologically, he or she just see herself picking things that doesn't belong to them. So that is a medical problem. So if you know your child does that, you know it is not ordinary. Some people will tell you, oh, it is spiritual. I give you an example. You will see somebody wear clothes. Okay, she has the money to buy that thing he or she is about to steal. But when she got there, the only thing that will just come to her mind is to just pick it. That is why in such cases, if there is an elder in that particular place, the person will tell you, don't touch the child or don't touch her. Something is actually wrong. That is the older people that know that, oh, it might be spiritual aspect. Like I earlier said, if you know, just make sure that you take, if it's the medical aspects you want to follow or you want to go spiritual, either aspect of it. That's that for that kleptomania. The second aspect could be also upbringing. You see, many of us, the way we are brought up affect us a lot. Okay, the question I want to ask this parent is this: is that child your child, or that child comes to visit you, or is a sister's or a family friend child that came? If that child is not your child, then these are the approach, or this could be one of the reasons. The first thing is this: how was that child brought up? Where was that child brought up? Another thing is this: has that child been pressurized into doing things that he or she doesn't like, and now it has become an habit? Yes, because sometimes the environment we bring up our children matters a lot. So some children are being pressured to do things that they are not supposed to do. Example is stealing. So they will normalize it within themselves. And circumstances, situation can lead to this, like poverty. Yes, not having enough to eat. So the next thing, the child resulted into stealing. Sometimes you see peer pressure, friends, just do it. Nothing will happen. At the end of the day, it now became an habit. So when that child leaves that environment and come to a new environment, you now see that it has already, that stealing has now become a habit to that child. So whether you give or you don't give, that child is prone or tempted to steal. So the only solution to this particular situation is letting that child knows that there is enough for him or her. There is no need stealing. Just ask and you will be given. Then never, don't condemn that child too much whenever the child steals, because it's an habit and it is gradual before you can pull that child out of that habit. You see where we are going to. Then another thing, if that child is your child, how is that child being brought up? What could have been it? Could it have been that the child, like I earlier said, have a medical condition that makes that child to steal even when they have it enough in the house? So you have to look at these aspects very well so that you get to know if actually that child is actually stealing because he or she has a medical condition, or it is something else. So if you've watched to this extent and you've not added a comment, or you've not like or subscribed to my YouTube channel, please just do so and I will be grateful. And this is Mom of Things, where we talk about children upbringing, talk about parenting tips and parenting hacks, and also problems that are associated with bringing up our children, especially teenagers. We know at this stage they are the one giving us serious issues. So on today's topic, if you are just joining, we said if somebody asked a question that her child is stealing and she doesn't know what to do, not that the child is not being provided with enough. So if you keep watching, you'll see that we've been analyzing it, that there are 3 dimensions to it. One could be that the child has what we call kleptomania, or if you miss with the lookers, they will tell you the child has spiritual issues. So if it is that, you already know where the problem is. And another thing, let me chip in. People with this kleptomania, they don't actually need that thing they are stealing, no, because they have it enough. That is why they call it a melter problem. The truth is they have it, but they just find themselves doing it, unlike the one that are pressured to do it. You can imagine a child growing up in the ghetto, and tomorrow you bring that child to VGC, Lekki, or Tush area, and you tell the child that grew up in a dump to come and change all of a sudden. No, it is not possible. So with that, you now start thinking of steps that will help you to start retracing that child steps back, so that the child will live a normal life. That is why sometimes they will tell you, take a pig out of the mud, it will still go back there. But do you know what? You can bring that child out of that mud gradually by showing love, by showing them that, telling them that what they are actually doing does not actually what it's that. If you steal, why stealing? Because the thing on the first place is actually yours, so you don't need to do it. So that is that. And for those, okay, that's saying, okay, these are for those that the parents, or maybe somebody came, or they came to visit, or you happen to bring the child to come and stay with you. It happens a lot from people. I hear this a lot from people that go outside to bring other people's children to come and stay with them. You find out that they'll say, things are missing, things have not been missing before, and all of a sudden they don't know who is stealing, or even when they know who is stealing, they don't even know how to tell the child, why are you stealing? This could be one of the reasons. When you look at where the child is coming from and where you are bringing the child to, there is a wide margin and a wide gap. So it's gradually you have to start bringing up that child out of it. Then the other one is, if the child is actually yours, like I earlier said, it could be that that child has a mental health issue, or what the elders will say, they have a spiritual issue, and you hear them, you have to take it out, you have to do this and do this. Whichever way, that child might have a medical problem. The last part, which is the child's upbringing. This one had to do with you, the parent. How did you actually bring up that child? If that child is actually yours, now how did you bring up that child? What was your parenting style? Was it the calm, style, the helicopter style, the most decisive style, or what? Because before a child will steal, there are so many factors that are affecting it. That child constantly hungry? Don't tell me, it's my house. There are some children that will be hungry and their parents will be telling them, you can't eat. So that is another factor for a child to steal. When a child has already bared it, especially in a low income environment or a low income home where children are not being fed well. And it gets to a certain stage in a teen's life that the child needs food more. So now the child does not see the food, and wherever that child see food, the child is tending to take so that he can satisfy his or her stomach. So if that is the case, it is coming because of lack of food, and that is also common among teenagers. Yes, you find out that when they are hungry and there is no food in the house, you see the next thing they will take up is to go and start looking for where to get, and thereby resulting into stealing. Peer pressure, mixture with friends, and the environment. Please take note, if you are having this kind of issues in the house, by this highlighting I'm highlighting, start picking which one out of it is actually affecting that child. So now back to you, the parents. Is that child your biological child? Yes, it's my biological child. How did you bring up that child? You see, when you're bringing up children, there is this attitude that they feel it is my home, it is my house. So anything I do, I don't need to be criticized. Say, for example, you are bringing up a toddler, and in your life of bringing up that toddler, you've never told that child that what is not yours, don't pick it, is stealing. And the child, anytime the child will start with picking biscuits, you see, that child will go from picking biscuit, picking sweet, picking juice, and whenever he or she is hungry, she'll just go there, pick it and take. And when you say, oh, why did you go to pick it? And you let it go. That is where the problem is. You see, at that stage, that child is taking it. Yes, it is the child's own. Yes, he can take it freely, but without permission, it becomes an error. You see, that is why if the child must take, you must tell that child, you have to tell somebody, you have to tell mommy, you have to tell daddy that I want to take this, can I? So that that child will know that even if that thing is there, it is not freely given. That is where we are having problem as parents. Because, oh, it's my child. Why am I working? Why am I buying it? And there is nothing like restriction. Because there is nothing like restriction, you now start having problem. The child can take anything he or she wants, can go to the pot and take food without asking any question. And when that child now leaves your house or now grows up, by the time you want to start enforcing laws, no, you can't take that thing. And the child is like, I don't even know what you can't take it means. Then the start, when you keep it elsewhere, the child will look for it and go and steal it. Because stealing is what is not given to you. You taking what is not given to you. And if you as a parent have started telling the children, hey, Jane, when I don't give you anything, don't take it. And you start educating the child that when you take it, it becomes stealing. And whenever the child takes it, you caution the child or you discipline the child. That child will not grow up to steal. That child will grow up to know that what is not hers is not hers, and if she takes it, it becomes stealing. That is why you see some children, even their house, they are so wealthy, but when they get to somebody else's house, the little pain that person will still want to enter their eyes, because at home everything is at their disposal, but they are forgotten that there are rules that govern things. So that child's upbringing might be what is actually causing that problem. Okay, how can you give birth to a child? You train that child to a teenage and you never told that child, hey, stop, that thing you are doing is actually wrong. You can see. Then when that child goes out, that child will be picking things and he will feel that, oh, it doesn't matter. It matters. When a siblings will go to another siblings back and pick something, and you are not telling that child that is stealing, it is not yours, take permission. Anything that you don't take permission to collect, it becomes stealing. When you start telling the child, that child will enter university and knows that my roommate's book My roommate's pen, my roommate's money is not my money, it's not my thing, except I asked and he or she gave it to me. That's why when you go to campuses now, you see a lot of stealing going on. Actually, if they even catch any, you wonder the kind of home that child come from. Yes, that child came from a wealthy home, but it's not because that child has issue, mental issue, or this kleptomania. It's just because of the upbringing. So if your child is stealing, and you actually we trace back to see where the problem is coming from, there you can know the solution to it. And the solution to this particular problem is you start discipline now. Now is the right time, because even if the child is grown up, he's still under your care. So you have to start telling the child no. You have to start taking permission from me or from daddy or any elder in the house before you take anything. If not, you'll be grounded for it. If not, you'll be, and start telling the child the danger of picking things without permission. That one day, monkey fit go market, e not come back just because of pain. It has happened. And when you trace back, you now see that, oh, the papa and mama get money, oh, but why pain? So, parents, if you know you enjoy this particular life and you feel that, oh, there are more to it, you can drop it on the comment section. And please invite people to Mom of Things. Invite parents to Mom of Things. And you will see changes. We have exciting videos on our playlist, and just pick anyone and watch. Our latest is the emotional trauma, and see how it's helped somebody. I hope this life helps someone today about stealing in children. Have a nice night. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that is sending messages, for your love. Thank you for your comments. I'm seeing them, and I really appreciate you guys for it. Let's do it again another time. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.